got an email on the Facebook group there, and Keith was just wondering that he is wondering about taking BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, before and after a workout, and when he should use. He's got like an all-in-one supplement, which is probably carbs and protein stuff with maybe some creatine in it. And he's wondering when to take all that kind of stuff. So, the BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, are very important amino acids which we can't create ourselves in our body. Pretty much our body can create all manners of protein by breaking down fat, breaking down glucose, just doing its metabolic stuff that it does, and it can create the amino acids which make up our muscles. However, branched chain amino acids are part of the essential amino acids. So there's some amino acids which our human body can't create, and we need to consume meat or protein to be able to get these. And anyway, so the BCAAs are good if you're fasting, maybe you haven't eaten for a while, taking them, making sure that you're always tip-top on your branched chain amino acids before you do a workout. The one thing I would say though is, just in general, I think it's a good thing to have. The stuff I use is Extend, and it's an orange flavour stuff. Oh, it tastes so good. Can't complain about that at all. But it's the whole idea of, oh, I've got to take it before and I've got to take it after my workout, otherwise my body will start cannibalizing or being catabolic and start breaking down all that muscle which I've just created. I would say don't believe all that much. You know, that's really what supplement companies want you to think, so that you kind of go, oh my god, I've just done a workout, I've got to have my protein shake, I've got to have my carbs, got to have my protein, got to have my high glycogen, high glucose index foods along with a certain type of protein, a fast dissolving protein, blah blah blah. You can just chill out on that kind of stuff. To your body produces lots of different hormones, anabolic hormones and catabolic hormones. And anabolism and catabolism are what create your metabolism. Your meta being everything, anabolism, catabolism. Whenever you do a workout or whenever you wake up in the morning, your body is pretty catabolic. In other words, it's pumping out stress hormones of, oh my god, I've just woken up, I need to get energy from somewhere. And those stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, other stuff, catecholamines is another word for them, they are there to break down stuff for energy, not just muscle. So they will break down fat cells, they will break down stored glucose or whatever it is needs to be done, and it will break that stuff down for energy for you to use. If you do a big old run for a long time, let's say you're doing a 2 hours worth of jogging, your body will initially use the glycogen which is stored within your body. So you've got intermuscular or intercellular glycogen storage within your muscle cells and between the muscle cells as well. Then you've got your glycogen in your liver, a big pile of it just sitting there waiting to be used. And then it will also break down the fat cells in your adipose tissues, in other words, your fat tissue. And so it needs to pump out certain catabolic hormones to break down or to suck out the fatty acids out of your fat cells and break them down in the liver into glucose so it goes back into your muscles. However, at the same time, your body doesn't only just pump out catabolic stuff, it can also pump out anabolic stuff. And you've also got to remember that these are hormones, these are not like electrical switches. So if you are pumping out a lot of growth hormone or luteinizing hormone, which is the thing which tells your testicles to give out more testosterone, that's from your hypothalamus? No, pituitary thingy gland. P gland, I'm going to call it just now, pituitary, that's it. Pituitary gland, which is a tiny little pea-sized thing inside of your head. In fact, I'll call it the pea gland because it's the size of a pea. And the way it gets the hormones into your body is just by a couple of veins. There's a couple little capillaries that go up into this tiny little pea-sized shaped thing, and they then circulate the hormone throughout your body. And whenever you are then eating food and you're totally relaxing and your body's kind of going, whoa, we don't need to be anabolic in any way, then it will just kind of go, right, we'll calm down that hormone, but the hormone will still be floating around you. So you can have lots of anabolic and lots of catabolic hormones going along at the same time. They don't suddenly go on and off, on and off. They kind of float around and do that kind of stuff. But the thing is, all these hormones are great. You can have as much hormones as you want, but unless you have the cells which are picking up the hormones, then it doesn't really do that much. Imagine it like your blood is like the train, the hormone is like the people inside the train, and your cells throughout your body are the train stations. So if you're doing heavy weights, high intensity exercises, then lots of growth hormone, lots of testosterone coming out of your body, and that'll be floating around. So lots of testosterone and growth hormone guys in the train. And if you've been like totally destroying your muscles, there'll be a signal at the muscle train stations saying, drop more people off here, we definitely want these guys. So then the testosterone and growth hormone people will deposit themselves where they are needed. And at the same time, let's say there's another train going around, which is your catabolic hormones, and they're flying around. They're not going to go to your muscle train stations, because your muscles are going to be going, hold on, we need to get bigger, we're getting used. Could you just go and be catabolic to the bits which we're not using? Like, for example, this giant energy storage called our fat. How about you go get some energy from there and then bring it to us, because that's what we need. So I would say the whole idea that a lot of supplement companies are all like, oh, you need to eat this at that time, and it's got to be high carb, and this, that, and all the other thing. It's like, that's a lot of, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's highly promoted, way and above what its actual function is. Mainly so supplement companies can go, we have a new perfect anabolic super drug, or super protein, which is perfectly made to kill your catabolic and make your anabolic fantastic and all that kind of stuff. Whoa, great chat and great marketing. You don't need to really worry about that. So, where was I? Yeah, pretty much, if you want to take branched chain amino acids, go for it, absolutely fine, no problem with that. They're pretty much no calories anyway. So you can have them while you're fasting. But don't take them for the whole idea of like, oh my god, I'm going to be totally catabolic after my 1 hour heavy weights workout, because you're going to be highly anabolic. You will be pumping out lots of anabolic hormones throughout your body, and the bits which you've been using, your muscles, will be highly absorbent of anabolic stuff, and yet you will also be pumping out catabolic stuff because you will be needing to replenish certain energy stores, but it's not going to start breaking down the stores inside your muscles which you've just been using, because you've sent a big signal up to your brain saying, these are important, let's feed these. So it'll be more catabolic stuff going towards like your fat tissues or your glycogen, which is stored inside your liver, to break that down and get energy everywhere else. So don't think about anabolism, or don't think about cannibalism of your muscles within an hour of working out. That's just marketing, exaggeration, really. You can happily, what I would say is, if you've run a marathon and you haven't eaten, yeah, that's when you probably need to do it, because your body can store anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 calories worth of glycogen happily in your muscle cells, and then another 1,000 of calories in your liver by itself. So unless your workout, which you did, your high intensity weight training, which you did for 45 minutes, an hour, unless in that time you burnt the equivalent of what most people burn after jogging 20 miles, then fair enough. Absolutely, you need to get food into you straight away. If you've just done an hour's workout of heavy weight training, there's not a huge metabolic demand for you to instantly replenish all your glycogen stores and make sure you've got certain amino acids at a certain level and your fat levels are all blah, 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 blah. You don't need to worry about it too much. So I would say take pretty much most of the research that you've read or seen or looked up in certain magazines with a little bit of a pinch of salt, and just remember that your body can pretty much deal with anything that you give it. And I'm going to do a little tryout of that maybe this summer. One weekend when Kim's away, I'm going to try and do a fasting session, but at the same time do a huge amount of cardio work. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do. Like I was thinking, like a 48-hour fast, but at the same time do each day do a 6 or 7 hour walk. That could potentially be a marathon distance. So do that. You know, what would happen on the second day? I don't know, that's what I want to find out. But what I suspect is not going to be sudden, full body metabolic failure, and then the day that I do start eating again, I'll suddenly bloat up to being a fat bloater because my metabolism will have slowed down so much and all that kind of crap. But that's just my idea for the future, which I'm just going to check out. But just in general, don't worry about it. Think about your hormones, they're just like a flow of goo, and it's all good for you. I hope that helps. Cheers, bye-bye.